Our task here is to create a 50 pascal pressure in this house, and we don't know how tight the house is. Just turned out that this house is reasonably tight. So we're going to try and create a 50 pascal pressure here, and we've already made sure that the range that we have here, which is range B, is the same range that we have here, and I've preset the fan to the correct speed, so all I have to do is to flip the switch, and this should go to approximately 50 pascals. So I've manually adjusted the speed control here to 50 pascals. Then I've just simply turned the fan off with the on-off switch over here. And you'll notice that we have about 50 pascals. But nothing is showing on the CFM line. We have a series of dashes on here and so on. If we exit the large display, we'll see too low on the screen. All we need to do is just hold that down. You see too low. So whenever this is too low, what it means is that our flow pressure signal is too low, or the speed of our fan is too low. So we need to increase the speed of the fan by restricting the front of the fan and making the fan work a little bit harder, which will give us a stronger flow signal. So here we are in the B range, and it's important to match up the ranges that you're using to the range card, or the range configuration card. So this is open, A ring, B ring. So this is the A ring to here, this is the B ring. So we're going to make a big change, and we're going to change all the way down to a very low range, which is the C1 range. So we put that ring on there, or the plate on there. This is the C1 range. And of course the problem we have here is that the pressure being created is much lower. So that causes us to do two things. First of all, we should really be changing the range configuration on this, but since we're not sure if we can get that pressure, we're not sure if we're on the right range configuration, we're going to try and achieve our 50 pascals first by increasing the speed of the fan. You can hear the fan speed up. So even though I went all the way up to maximum speed, I still was unable to achieve the pressure that I wanted. So I'm going to have to change a range and select a range that will give me more flow. So taking a look at my flow range card, I'm going to make a range adjustment. I can go to C2, which will roughly double the flow, or I can go to C4 that will quadruple the flow. So let's try the C4 configuration. So all I do there is to remove those plugs so that I've got two open there, two open here. This is the C4 range. Before I change the range on here, I'm going to check to see if I can get my 50 pascals in the house by turning on the fan. I was able to achieve my 50 pascals. The CFM reading that I was having there is erroneous because I have not matched the range on here to the range on there. In order to get a reading that makes some kind of sense, I need to make those two match. All I was doing there was making sure I could achieve my desired 50 pascals, which I can. I now know that changing the range on this gauge will give me a result when I turn the fan back on again. So this is B, so I go range configuration, C8, C6, C4. Again, I'm shooting for 50 pascals. I'm on approximately a 4-second averaging, so I need to wait at least 4 seconds before taking any readings at all. I'm coming close to achieving my 50 pascals, and you notice that the CFM is much lower than it was before because now the range on here matches the range on the fan, so I have a proper reading.